Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing a healthy, nutrient-dense and filling ragi soup recipe ideal for dinner in your weight loss journey. So let's get started with the recipe. I'm heating my clay pan with 1 to 2 teaspoons of wood-pressed coconut oil. Instead of wood-pressed coconut oil, you can use wood-pressed sesame oil or even wood-pressed groundnut oil. Remember that healthy cooking is all about using the right quality of oils. So try to use wood-pressed oils in your diet. I'm giving the pan a swirl so that the oil is nicely coated all over the pan. Once the oil is heated, I'm adding in half teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. Reduce the flame to the lowest, add in half-inch ginger finely chopped, a handful or 5 to 6 shallots finely sliced. I prefer to use shallots in my recipes as they are a good source of iron, folate and antioxidants. However, if you don't have shallots at hand, you can use 1/4 of an onion instead. Give it a stir and allow the shallots to turn transparent or light pink in color. I'm adding in a handful or about 7 to 8 beans thinly sliced, 1 medium-sized carrot chopped, 1 green chilli finely sliced, 1 teaspoon pink Himalayan salt or as needed. Give it a good stir and allow the vegetables to lightly roast on low flame for about a minute. Into this I'm adding in 1/4 cup sprouted ragi rava. Ragi rava or ragi suji is made from whole ragi, also known as finger millet. For those who are new to ragi rava, this is how it looks. So into this I'm adding in 1/4 cup of sprouted ragi rava. Give it a stir and allow the ragi rava to lightly roast for about 2 to 3 minutes. Remember, the flame is on the lowest. Ragi, also known as finger millet, is a whole grain and it is completely gluten-free. The reason why I am using sprouted ragi rava is that once ragi is sprouted, the vitamin C level tends to increase and leads to easy absorption of iron into the bloodstream. Sprouted ragi also helps in better digestion and in better nutrient absorption. Once it is lightly roasted, I'm adding in 2 cups of hot water and bring this to a boil. And once it starts to boil, give it a good stir, cover and let it cook on low flame for about 5 to 7 minutes. Remember to stir it on and off so that you can make sure that the ragi rava does not stick to the bottom of the pan. 7 minutes later, open the lid. Now the ragi rava is nicely cooked. This is the consistency I prefer for the soup to be. If you would like the consistency to be slightly thinner, you can add in an extra 1/4 cup of water. If you would like thicker consistency, you can reduce the water by 1/4 cup. So it's just a matter of personal preference. This is how I like my soup to be. Next I'm adding in 1/4 of a capsicum chopped. I personally like to add capsicum towards the end of the cooking so that the color and a subtle crunch can be retained. Finely chopped coriander leaves. Turn off the flame. Squeeze in half a lemon, half teaspoon freshly ground black pepper powder or as needed and give it a good stir. I like to rest the soup for about a minute and then serve. About a minute later, open the lid. My healthy ragi soup is ready to serve. So guys, you try this healthy ragi soup and let me know in the comments how it turned out. Today I'm sharing drumstick soup recipe. It's a perfect healthy soup which can be enjoyed by the whole family. So let's get started with the recipe. To make drumstick soup, I have already sliced 3 medium-sized drumsticks. I'm heating my kadai with 1 teaspoon A2 desi ghee. Instead of A2 desi ghee, you can use any wood-pressed oil of your choice. Once the ghee is heated, I'm adding in 1/4 teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. Once the jeera splutters, reduce the flame to the lowest. Add in 3 to 4 garlic cloves, a small piece of ginger, half of a green chilli, add in the drumsticks, give it a stir, add in some fresh coriander leaves. Note that I'm also adding in the stalks. The stalks will give an amazing flavor to the soup. I'm tearing the coriander leaves roughly and adding it in. Give it a stir. Allow the drumstick to saute for about a minute. Remember, the flame is on the lowest. About a minute later, add in 1 teaspoon sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder, and give it a good stir. Add in 2 cups of water and bring this to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, reduce the flame to the lowest and allow it to simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the drumsticks are nicely cooked. 10 minutes later, open the lid, taking one drumstick and checking whether the drumsticks are nicely cooked. And once the drumsticks are nicely cooked, turn off the flame and allow it to cool down slightly. 2 to 3 minutes later, or after it has cooled down slightly, I'm straining all the ingredients. Add in a splash of water into the kadai so that all the residue is washed into the strainer. And allow the drumsticks to cool down completely. Once the drumsticks are cooled, transfer it to a plate. Take the cooked drumstick, open it, and then with a spoon just scoop the pulp out. Remove the pulp with a spoon. Transfer the drumstick pulp into the chutney grinder. Along with this, transfer the ginger, garlic, coriander stalks and half of the green chili into the chutney grinder. And I'm going to blend this really well. Okay, now everything is nicely blended. The stock is in the bowl. Add the blended pulp into the strained stock. Give it a good stir. At this point, you can check salt. If you feel you need more salt, you can add in. Turn on the flame and bring this to a boil. And once it starts to boil, add in 1/4 teaspoon black pepper powder or as needed. Give it a stir. And once it boils, sprinkle in some chopped coriander leaves. Turn off the flame. Squeeze in half a lemon and give it a good stir. And my super healthy drumstick soup is ready to serve. I'm transferring this to a bowl. And my super healthy drumstick soup is ready to serve. Sharing a healthy carrot soup recipe, ideal as a filling meal for dinner in your weight loss journey. So let's get started with the recipe. Into my kadai, I'm adding in 2 teaspoons wood pressed groundnut oil. Instead of groundnut oil, you can use any locally sourced wood pressed oil of your choice. Once the oil is heated, I'm adding in 3 to 4 garlic cloves sliced. Give it a stir. Once the garlic starts to get light golden brown in color, I'm adding in 1 onion chopped. Give it a stir. Saute the onions until it starts to turn transparent. Once the onion starts to turn transparent, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon sea salt, 2 tablespoons chopped coriander stalks. Give it a stir. Add in 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder. Give it a stir. I have sliced 4 medium-sized carrots and I'm adding the carrots into the kadai. Give it a stir. Allow the carrots to saute for about 2 to 3 minutes on low flame. 3 minutes later, the carrots are lightly sauteed. I'm adding in 3 cups of water. Give it a stir and turn the flame on high and bring this to a boil. Cover and let it cook on low flame for 15 minutes. It's about 15 minutes now. Let's open the lid. Give it a stir. At this stage, the carrots are nicely cooked, so I'm going to turn off the flame. With a stick blender, I'm blending this really well. Alternatively, you can also allow it to cool down and then blend it in a blender jar. Once nicely blended, turn on the flame, give it a good stir. This is the consistency of the soup. This is what I prefer. If you would like thinner consistency, you can add in extra half a cup of water. So adjust water to suit your preferred consistency. Add in half teaspoon black pepper powder, some coriander leaves. Reduce the flame to the lowest and give it a good stir. Turn off the flame, squeeze in half a lemon, give it a good stir. And my healthy carrot soup is ready to serve. Sprinkle in a little bit of black pepper powder, some coriander leaves to garnish, and my super healthy carrot soup is ready to serve. So guys, do try this healthy carrot soup and let me know in the comments how it turned out. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.